dramatic images broadcast by Iranian state television. The footage shows what Tehran claims is the 18th wave of Operation True Promise 4, with the Islamic Revolutionary Guard Corps launching missiles and drones toward U.S. and Israeli targets across the region. Iranian media say the strikes began on Wednesday evening, describing them as direct retaliation. The video appears to capture the moment projectiles are fired into the night sky. However, the exact time, date, and location of the footage cannot be independently verified. In a separate broadcast, state television displayed the wreckage of what it says is an Israeli drone shot down by Iranian air defenses. Earlier, Iranians claimed to have shot down an American MQ-9 Reaper drone. Israel confirmed it detected missiles launched from Iran towards its territory, signaling the confrontation is actively unfolding. The escalation follows strikes that began over the weekend, United States and Israel raining fire on Iranian military and political targets and civilian sites. Tehran insists its latest actions are a response, with reports of explosions echoing across several Gulf states. The situation is volatile, fast-moving, and clouded by competing narratives. What is undeniable tonight is that the tempo of conflict is accelerating, with each side signaling it is prepared to go further.
A new report published by Military Watch magazine claims that existing air defense systems around the world are practically incapable of intercepting Iran's Fatah II missile. The report describes the Fatah II as a hypersonic glide vehicle that has now been used against Israeli targets for the first time during the ongoing Israeli-US war against Iran. According to the publication, the missile has created what it calls a real challenge for both Israel and the United States and for their much-publicized anti-missile defense systems. Iran against high-value Israeli targets since March 1st. It further claims that both U.S. and Israeli missile defense systems were already under strain from strikes involving older generations of Iranian ballistic missiles. According to the report, the number of available interceptors remains highly limited. Military Watch also references remarks made in August 2025 by Yuval Beseski, Vice President of Rafael Advanced Defense Systems, a leading Israeli missile defense developer. Beseski acknowledged the significant challenge posed by hypersonic missiles such as the Fatah II. He stated that hypersonic weapons open what he described as a new era in air defense. Beseski explained that every air defense system today is designed on the principle of flying faster than the incoming target. However, he said that this principle does not apply when confronting hypersonic weapons. To intercept an object moving at Mach 10, he stated, a defensive system would need to travel at Mach 30. According to Beseski, such speeds are impossible to achieve within the atmosphere due to friction. The report notes that Beseski suggested a possible alternative approach, known as a zone defense model. Under this concept, multiple interceptors would cover defined areas and engage threats as they approach, rather than relying on speed alone. However, Military Watch magazine states that Israel has yet to demonstrate the ability to implement such a system. The report adds that even fully financed, developing and deploying this type of defensive architecture would take several years. It also estimates that such an effort would likely cost tens of billions of dollars. In its conclusion, Military Watch magazine suggests that Iran's Fatah II arsenal is likely to continue penetrating Israeli defenses. The report states that based on current capabilities, the missile system may be able to bypass interception efforts with what it describes as impunity. As hypersonic glide vehicle technology advances, the publication frames the Fatah II as a significant development in modern warfare, one that challenges the core assumptions behind existing missile defense systems. The report underscores a shifting dynamic in aerial defense, where speed and maneuverability may outpace interception capabilities. For now, according to Military Watch magazine, the Fatah II represents a weapon system that current air defense networks are struggling to counter. After joint strikes by the United States and Israel rocked Iran's leadership and military command, Tehran vowed retaliation. Iranian President Masoud Pezeshkian called revenge a duty and legitimate right. But how does Iran strike back? What weapons power its response, and how far can they reach? At the very core of Iran's military doctrine lies a force it has painstakingly built, expanded, and showcased for decades: its missile arsenal. More than just a branch of its armed capabilities, the missile program is widely seen by defense analysts as the backbone of Iran's deterrence strategy, a vast, layered, and deeply entrenched network of short, medium, and long-range systems designed to project power far beyond its borders. Experts frequently describe it as the largest and most diverse missile arsenal in the Middle East, developed in part to offset the severe limitations of an aging and heavily sanctioned air force. Unable to rely on modern fighter fleets comparable to those of regional rivals, Tehran has instead invested heavily in missiles, weapons that do not require pilots, foreign spare parts pipelines, or vulnerable air bases to deliver strategic impact. At the upper end of this arsenal are ballistic missiles capable of traveling between 2,000 and 2,500 kilometers. On a map, that arc of reach redraws the region's strategic geometry. Within that radius lie Israel, numerous U.S.-linked military installations across the Gulf, key shipping corridors, and major population centers throughout the Middle East. In strategic terms, few actors in the region can afford to ignore that envelope of range. Yet for all the rhetoric that often surrounds the program, there are limits. Despite frequent political alarm and sweeping claims, Iran's current longest-range ballistic missiles do not have the capability to strike the mainland United States. Their reach is formidable on a regional scale, but it does not extend across oceans. Even so, within its operational radius, Iran's missile force remains one of the most consequential and closely watched elements of the Middle East's evolving military balance, a centerpiece of deterrence, leverage, and escalating tensions in an already volatile region. Short-range ballistic missiles, with ranges between 150 and 800 kilometers, are Iran's rapid strike weapons. Core systems include Fateh 110 variants, Zulfiqar, Qiyam-1, Shahab-1, and Shahab-2. These missiles can be launched in volleys, overwhelming defenses and compressing warning time. Iran demonstrated this in January 2020 when it struck Iraq's Ain al-Assad air base after the killing of General Qasem Soleimani. The attack damaged infrastructure and injured more than 100 U.S. personnel, proving Iran could inflict serious costs without matching American air power. Medium-range ballistic missiles expand Iran's reach to 1,500 to 2,000 kilometers. Key systems include Shahab-3, Imad, Ghadar-1, Khorramshahr, Sejil, Khyber-Shikan, and Haj Qasem. The Sejil stands out. It uses solid fuel, allowing faster launch readiness. These systems place Israel and US-linked facilities in Qatar, Bahrain, Kuwait, Saudi Arabia, and the United Arab Emirates within range. In strategic terms, they widen Iran's target list and the region's exposure. Ballistic missiles are only part of the equation. Iran also fields cruise missiles that fly low and hug terrain, making them harder to detect. Systems include SOMAR, Ya Ali, Quds-1, Hoveze, Pave, and Rad. The SOMAR is believed to have a range of up to 2,500 kilometers. Then there are drones, slower but cheaper, capable of being launched in waves. One-way attack drones can saturate air defenses, forcing airports, ports, and energy sites onto high alert for hours, not minutes. But in a prolonged confrontation, survivability matters more than numbers. Iran has spent years constructing underground storage tunnels and concealed launch facilities, often referred to as missile cities. These hardened sites are designed to withstand initial strikes and ensure Iran can continue firing even after absorbing heavy blows. Iran's military strength does not lie in a modern air force, but in layered missile systems, drones, and hardened infrastructure. Short-range volleys, medium-range deterrence, low-flying cruise missiles, and drone saturation tactics. Together, they form the backbone of Tehran's response strategy, built not for global reach, but for regional retaliation.